All right, so welcome to the Business Leadership Mastermind. We're networking online again, like every Monday night. So the purpose of us getting together today is really to network, build your centers of influence for you to have eyes everywhere in Fairfield County and New York, if we can get to that today. But mostly in Fairfield County right now is where the bulk of the people are coming from. And so I will let everybody introduce themselves. I have 4 major networking questions that we will go through today in a particular order. Depending on how many people actually end up showing up, we will limit the amount of time that we spend. We don't want to, run on with our answers. So the 4 networking questions that we're going to ask, the first one is, what's your killer combo? So I'm going to ask you, if you have a sheet of paper, you can write them on the side right there. The first question I'm going to ask is, what's your killer combo? And your killer combo is 4 major things that you can say is a differentiator between you and another person who has the same type of title or the same business that you have. So what's your killer combo? What's your combination? What do you have in terms of talent, experience, certification, whatever it is, a passion of yours, resources, qualities? 4 major differentiators between you and somebody who has the same title or the same type of business. So that's going to be the first question. The second one is going to be your target market. That's not tough. But the tough part of that second question is you're going to have to pick one. Because I know when we ask people, what's your target market? They start with one and then they slowly start to dance onto a second one. So you're going to have to pick one for tonight. One particular target market that you're going to dedicate your life to. The third one is going to be the biggest problem that you solve. So what is the major problem that your target market is experimenting? What's the biggest problem that you solve? And we're actually going to ask you to quantify it. So what's the value that you bring to the table? What's the size of the problem? Can you quantify it in dollar amounts, or can you quantify the actual value that you deliver, whether it's time saved or more income generated or whatever it is? We're going to ask you to quantify it in some type of way. And the fourth one is really, how do you build relationships with people who are not ready to buy? So those are the 4 questions that we're going to be answering today.
We missed one. What was that last bit?
Yeah, Andy seems to go in and out.
Oh, say the 4th one again. You went frozen and garbledy.
You went out.
Yeah.
The fourth one is, how do you build relationships with people who are not ready to buy?
What was number 4? Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So 4th one is, how do you build relationships with people who are not ready to buy?
Ooh, that's, I don't know.
Better have an answer.
That's a good one, right?
So these are the 4 networking questions. And, of course, the goal of us getting together is to get to know each other better, for people to know, like, and trust you. That's the main thing. So you want to keep it short, you want to keep it friendly, you want to keep it fun, keep a smile on, keep a good attitude. We're not going to, make it, prolong it or make it too long. So let's keep it nice and intense for the people who are going to watch the replay. And the key to doing this is really the one-on-one. It's really being able to get together one-on-one. So, of course, I do most of the moderating, and I kind of help everybody stay on pace. But, for you to be able to express yourself freely, you have to be able to schedule a one-on-one with the different people that you met today. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take this video later on, post it inside of the Facebook group, and ask everybody to come in and post either, maybe it's your Facebook page or your LinkedIn page, something where people can go in and have all your contact information in order to schedule a one-on-one. So that's how we're going to do it. So welcome, everybody. We're going to go.
Good evening, everybody.
I know where Jorge.
Hi, Jorge.
Hi.
And so I know Jorge was in here first, so we'll go with Jorge first, and then Lori, Kathy, Tina, and Jamie. So let's go.
And what do you want? What do you want me to say?
So I'll let you know right now. We have 4 networking questions today. I'll let you know the first one right now. I'm going to put my timer on.
You're breaking up, Andy.
All right, hold on.
Andy, you're breaking up.
We got to get you a better computer, Andy.
It's not the computer, it's the networks.
Oh, man.
It's the networks inside of my office here. How's the connection now? I'll just switch up.
Yeah, it's better.
Better.
All right, so hopefully it stays the course. I don't have to switch it up. It's really the networks within the office. We have a Wi-Fi network and we have other networks, and I find that my computer switches between networks and the signal is not perfect. But in this conference room, signal is not perfect all the time. So if I'm
I
disconnected,
put the questions in the chat.
yeah, you got it.
So these are the questions I should answer?
Yeah, we'll go
Yeah.
with 60 seconds. So I'm gonna go around again, Jorge,
Okay.
and let you know I'm just putting my timer right now.
Okay.
And I'll set you up real nice so you can shine. So let me just set up my timer.
Oh.
Well,
They
thank you.
know.
Put
They
me on
are.
the spot. Put me first.
You're first.
I'm glad you're first, Jorge.
I'm telling you, you gave me the rough stuff. I hope it helps you guys.
All right, so for the first one, I think, 2 minutes. 2 minutes will do it for the first one, so the killer combo. So just to repeat a little bit, Jorge, I just want to hear about 4 qualities that you have. Either it's qualities, experiences, certifications, talents, 4 different things that differentiate you from somebody who has the same title or the same type of business that you have. Of course, we don't want to be doing any renovations while we're doing this right now.
Wow.
All right, so that's the first one, Jorge. So the killer combination, it's 4 different qualities that you have that somebody with the same title or the same type of business does not necessarily have. So we want to get to know you in that particular way.
All right. Well, one quality is I'm very well. I know my products, so product knowledge is what I stay on top on as a student of the trade of the 3 field companies that I own. The other one, I'm a certified financial planner. I have an insurance background, as you know. I'm licensed as a New York State real estate broker and a Connecticut real estate broker. I'm a real estate investor in my company, my private lending side. I'm also a customer as an investor. I have a affiliate investors members club. I do church loans. I have a solar energy business. But as far as the last of the 4, because those were kind of all mixed into one. One of the things I do is I give service. I keep in touch. My lines are open 7 days a week. So I pride myself because in all those businesses, real estate, insurance, or just about any business, one of the biggest major complaints is once I signed the contract, once I gave the agent my check, I never heard from him again. So I have a very good keep in touch, follow up, keep in touch system. So those are my 4 killer. What's next?
Well, that's it for now. So, just for now, just for everybody to understand, of course, I didn't ask you what line of business. So what's the main line of business that you want to talk about today in terms of what people should be referring you to? What's the main line of business you want to focus on today for yourself?
What do you mean? Who's my target market?
Well, no, just because I didn't ask anybody to do an introduction as to what you do.
Yeah, I didn't make an introduction. Correct.
Right. So just tell people what type of business you're in, just to complement everything.
Well, to complement everything, I help. I'm in the solar energy management field, and I give people free solar proposals for residential and commercial nationwide, saving them tens of thousands of dollars, no money down, free installation. I happen to be a solar customer myself. In a couple of months, you're all invited to my solar party when the spring comes. And my light bill was $350 a month. Now it's locked in at $117 a month. I have solar for realtors, solar for churches, solar for business owners, and we're looking for talents, free to join. and you can make some very, very good money. And all I do is offer free solar proposals. I don't do the installation. I don't climb up on a roof. I don't do any of that. Our experts from our office do that. So, and the name of my website is solarmancrew.com, and I'll put that in the chat box. So that's my, what's next?
Well, next is going to be the next person. So we're going to go with Lori.
Oh, okay. All right.
Solarmancrew.com.
I'm going to write it in the chat box.
Yeah. All right, awesome. So next, Lori, I'm going to unmute you for a second here, and I'm going to set the timer at 2 minutes. 02. And of course, Lori, just do a brief introduction as to what you do and talk to us about the differentiators, 4 major differentiators between you and people who either have the same title or the same type of business that you have.
Okay, well, I actually have 2 businesses, but my first business and my major business is the Traveling Vineyard. I'm a wine guide and 3-star leader with the Traveling Vineyard. And what I do is I come into people's homes and I do free wine tastings and teach about food pairings. And you don't need to be a wine expert, and I'm certainly not a wine expert. I just know I really enjoy wine, and I enjoy sharing it with other people and learning about the foods that go with it. And I am a chef. I trained as a chef many years ago up in Hudson Park, in Hyde Park rather, sorry. And I worked in the food service industry for over 17 years. I am a kind of a person of multiple hats. I've done many things. I can probably bore you all to death with everything I've done, but I'd like to take on very different opportunities and different jobs. I'm also a mutual aid coordinator for healthcare facilities in Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. That's my day job. My goal is to become a full-time business owner of my own, be my own boss. What else? My talent. I like to drink wine and eat food, unfortunately. I guess I'm just very easygoing. I kind of know a lot about many different things. I'm just very personable and easy to get along with, and that's a big plus in my business, especially the wine guide business, because you're in people's homes and you need to know how to interact with them and make them feel comfortable, because you're in their personal space and they're inviting you in, and you have to really know how to conduct yourself well and kind of feel out the room, because every situation is completely different. Every social is completely different. You never quite know what you're going to walk into. My other business, I do a company called Send Out Cards, and that's for businesses all around the world. And that is all done via application from your iPhone or your Android, and you can either be a customer or you can do a distributorship, and it's for small and large businesses and or just a single customer. Very cool idea. You can plan all your cards. There's thousands and thousands of free cards up on the website that you can use. You don't have to worry about any kind of authorization. I can't think of the word. You know what I'm talking about. But that's a newer business for me. Very cool. You can schedule and do all kinds of cards for the entire year if you want, to thank your customers, to do birthday cards for your customers. Great way to stay in touch. And so that's my other business. And again, that one's just, it's send out card and gifts, actually. You can do gifts too if you want. It's great for business owners that don't want to have, the burden of going shopping for Christmas gifts and any kind of holiday cards and gifts. They're beautiful cards. And so those are my things. I'm sure I didn't answer all my questions. You put me on the spot tonight.
You got it. I mean, like I said, the question that we ask, and we put a 2 minute. So if you guys hear the little beep beep in the noise, that's the 2 minute limit that we set ourselves so that everybody can talk. So I'm resetting it, but basically, you did it. What we want to talk about, and the reason why we're doing this is, even myself, I'm in a field where, and of course I got to put this thing down. Even in my field, there's a lot of people that have the same title and do the same thing as myself. But when you become a part of a networking group, you want your centers of influence to understand how different you are. You want them to get to really know you. So you're just not another name on the list, or just not another advisor, another agent, or another network, or another marketer. The more they know you, they know actually what differentiates you from another person, and the more likely they are to feel comfortable in referring you. Now, the disconnection and the key to doing this is that in reality, you just really want to be as honest as possible, because you just want to be as honest as possible at your, in terms of your qualities, your talents, because people see it anyway. So a lot of times you kind of forcing yourself to say different things. And I'm not talking about this, what's going on today, but your brand, your differentiators, people will see it anyway. And what you want to become is, you want to become the type of person who's not saying one thing and then other people are saying something else about you. Might as well survey your network partners and survey your clients. Why do you think I'm different from another person? Ask a couple of people and they'll tell you. And then after that, you get into the habit of saying, here's how I'm different. So we're talking about differentiators, the killer combo. And the concept came when I was inside of a John Maxwell training. I always remember it was about 600 of us in a room. And a lot of people go into business thinking that they're not different. A lot of people go into business thinking that they don't have a brand. And so what they asked us to do is to put your four best qualities on a piece of paper. And so what he did is he called out, we had a word cloud, and he called out one particular quality, and it was like half of the room stood up, and then he said, okay, who has those two? So he added another one. And the beauty behind it is that once he got to 3 and then 4, there was about 2 people in the room, and my 2 minutes are done. There was 2 people in the room that actually had the same 4 qualities. So if you want to build a brand around yourself and you want to differentiate yourself from the competition, it's almost impossible that you will find somebody else in your target market that has those 4 same qualities as you do. So I'm going to reset the timer and we'll go over to Kathy. So of course, do your 30-second introduction, your 30-second commercial, and then talk about the 4 major differentiators, what differentiates you from your competitors or somebody who has the same business as you do. Go ahead, Kathy.
Well, my name of my business is called Ever After Memories, and what I do is I'm a non-traditional videography service, whereas a regular videographer would come to your wedding or event and shoot your event. I take the videos that your friends and family shoot, and that's what I use in order to create your movie. So I do weddings, but I also do things like baby's first year, where the parents give me all their videos from birth to first birthday. And, it's very much like a montage highlight reel of being able to go back and take a look at time past. So my goal in order to make me different is to provide value. Especially in the wedding industry, is to say that most of the time videography gets cut from the budget because people concentrate on the dress and the photography and everything else. They get to the end of the list and they're like, oh, I guess we're not getting videography. And so my goal was to, basically try to provide a quality product to people so they wouldn't have that regret. So they wouldn't be like, oh, I really wish I could see the dancing again and hear the vows again. And and so that they could get it. So I would say my 4 killer combos would be a passion for storytelling. I do scrapbooking. I do yearbooks for my family. I've been doing movies for my family since I had started a family back in 2007. So that aside from big birthdays, that's the stories. The stories are what's most important to me, because anybody can take a bunch of pictures and set it to music. But, and this goes into my other thing on my list was personal attention. I like being able to sit down with my client and really get to know them, almost form a friendship and a relationship where, as I'm interviewing them, I'm able to make them feel comfortable and pull out these really personal moments and personal, and those are the awesome little bits and nuggets that's going to make that movie so much more special and unique and for them, for their special event. And then I'd say the last thing that I bring in terms of that whole combo is that before I started doing any of this, my side hustle is I'm a graphic designer. So, and I've worked in promotions and marketing for almost 20 years. So when it comes to, you know, understanding a concept, unifying a look and a feel of a design, my company can also offer print design for things like wedding events. So if you want me to do your movie, but you also want me to do the print work, we can make that look all come together. I do videos, promo videos for business people, you know, little Facebook shorts to promote on your Facebook page. So as a marketing background, I can be able to sit down with you and be like, all right, what's your message? Like, what's the story? Again, going back to storytelling, like, what's the story we want to say about your business in order to get you noticed?
That's pretty good. Awesome. Welcome, Kathy. First time on the.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. You are welcome. And so next we'll have Tina and Jamie. So now we get the gist of it. You do your quick, 30-second introduction, but we want to hear what's the combination of skills, quality, differentiators, experience, certification. What's the combination that you have that makes you automatically want to make you different? So talk to me about the strengths, the 4 major strengths that you have that differentiates you from your competition. Go ahead, Tina.
Okay, so my business is Life is Ideal is the name of my business. I'm a freedom strategist, and what I help is I to get freedom in their business by making money and feeling less stressed and feeling fulfilled and really growing their business. So what differentiates me is that I do build relationships with my clients, and I'm authentic, I'm transparent, I tell it the way it is. I'm very good presenting. I'm good in front of people. I have a background in training and development, and I love being in front of people presenting. And so for me, giving workshops, I thrive on it. I love it. And I'm good at it, and I'm not bragging, but I've had people tell me that I'm good when I'm presenting in front of a group. So I am in coaching. I love the one-on-one as well, but I love the group in a workshop setting and giving presentations. I'm certified as a passion test facilitator and a money power coach. And what I do is I help discover your passions. And I went through it myself, and I discovered that I want to be a full-time entrepreneur, helping people, loving what they do, really tapping into their zone of brilliance. What is it that they really want to do? Not just doing something. And I, as a money power coach, I'm certified to help you grow your business, growing your income with 5 strategies that I work with my clients in a group setting or one-on-one. So I also with value, because I'm not just going to charge you because this is what I want to make. I really want to make sure that I'm transforming your life. I want to help you really change your life. So I really am passionate about helping people. Is that enough? Andy?
That's good. That's good. If it's good for you, it's good for us. We're good.
Okay.
Welcome again, Tina. Welcome again. Always happy to have you here. And last but not least, we have Jamie. I know, Jamie, you're in a very competitive field also. And Tina, by the way, you did good on time. You're just
okay, good.
Yeah. And so, Jamie, I know you're in a competitive field, of website design and all these things. So talk to us about the major differentiators between you and somebody else.
Definitely. Thanks, Andy. All right, so my name is Jamie Ortega. I'm the founder of Digital Chair, company here in White Plains, New York, servicing small businesses, small, medium businesses in Westchester and Fairfield counties. I'm going to start with credentials in 2 different flavors. So I'm going to start with my technology background. I've been in technology for over 10 years. I've been working at multiple agencies and continue to work with other agencies on a consulting basis now. I was just looking back, and I've done over 100 sites, I just realized now. And I've also worked on, not just small business sites, but large scale applications, building custom applications and all other things. So that's my technology credential. Then for my marketing credential, I actually went to school for marketing psychology and focused on learning consumer behavior. This part kind of adds to my technology credential too, but Last year, I attended 500 startups, #1 seed accelerator in the country, focused on growth. Worked on building a startup company, one of my clients, and helped them secure a $2 million raise as their in-source CTO, working on the marketing and technology efforts there. And I continue to apply that now to both small and medium-sized businesses. Moving on to my third combo piece. So currently I work in Digital Chair. What we do is we help small, medium businesses with their online marketing and web needs. And I work with a strong network of contractors that specialize and support my service offerings. So people like Kathy, who have design backgrounds, video backgrounds, marketers, SEO people, social media experts, all the best in the fields, and other agencies who have some of the best people, because one person can't do it all. But good to have that support network, and it's also good to work with some of the freelancers and contractors that I've worked with in the past, who I know work very well and can offer a lower overhead for my company and my service offering. Last thing, talking about combos, I have a one-of-a-kind combo package to serve small businesses, and what that does is combines all the necessary things from the website to the online marketing strategy for a small business to really succeed online. And because I've done this so many times, I'm able to operate in a very streamlined fashion that allows it to stay within scope, be a flat one-time fee, as opposed to an hourly rate with who knows what, with the retainer, with an unrivaled scope of who knows whatever. And it really just has everything that a business needs to succeed. And that's it. How am I on time?
All right. Awesome. You're not bad on time. So we're doing good, guys. So, again, that section is very important for you to know what your differentiators are. You always want to play towards that, and you want to pick a target market that's going to appreciate and see the most value in that. And so that's why our next question is your target market and why. So who's your target market, and why are you the best person, or why is that the target market that you want to pick? And we'll go first with Jorge. And we'll do 60 seconds on this one.
My target market, can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Is anybody with a utility bill who wants a zero down free proposal,
Check.
who wants to own the switch, who wants to take their power back, and who wants to join the solar revolution. In addition, I get paid saving the planet, and it's exciting every time. But it naturally happens when I'm spreading this sunshine news that someone sees what it can do and wants to know how they can do what I do too. So if that's you, we're looking for talent. And we're looking for people who want to create an extra income stream as they add value to their current business, offering these free proposals as a gift. That's what I do. Unleash your human potential. And when someone comes into my office and they don't qualify for a loan or real estate, I say, thank you for coming, speaking with me today. Let me give you a free gift where you can save $25,000 to $70,000 off your utility costs, which is about 30 to 60% off your current monthly costs. And that's what I do.
Awesome. Very good.
Was that 60 seconds?
Yeah, you had 60 seconds and 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, we're good on time. You guys actually hear the timer?
No, I didn't hear it.
All right, so I'm going to put it a little bit louder.
Okay.
I want to be disruptive, but I put it a little bit lighter. Okay, so Lori, so who's your target market and why?
Obvious. My target market is wine lovers and wine buying customers that really want a good value for small batch wines that we make all here in the United States from around the world, and that want to experience new wines at an affordable price. My other target market for my Send Out Cards business is pretty much anyone. That business is open to, as I said before, just your single customer to your real estate agent, your mortgage broker, to anybody that's in business for themselves. Even the larger businesses, it's a great. It's got many different applications from small to large, and it's my market is just anyone that wants to stay in touch with their customers. So it would be for pretty much every business owner I come in contact with, or just your regular mom and dad at home that want to just have, not have to deal with buying the expensive cards at Hallmark and going and, having those thrown away. And these are more special. You can put your own information on the back and everything. So it's very nice. And so those are my target market.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. We'll go with the same order now. There was a little shuffle here, but we'll go with Kathy, Tina, Jamie, and then Angela. And so, Kathy, your turn now.
Am I on? Yep.
Now you're on.
My target market is for people planning lifetime events. Events that are like sort of milestone type of things. Like I mentioned before, a baby's first birthday, maybe a parent's 50th wedding anniversary, a wedding, kind of like those big special parties that, are a little bit bigger and more special that you would have a bigger budget on to get, say, videography or photography or what have you. Or, maybe it's just like a special dinner and you just want something to plus up the experience. It could be as simple as, a 20-person retirement dinner. But if you have like a very custom little 5-minute movie to share with that group, you're enhancing the experience of the event.
I see. And I was going to ask you a question to finish up on the 30 seconds. So do you actually, I know that you mentioned the bigger part of your business is for people to actually give you the videos that they already have.
Yeah.
Would you actually go to an event and provide the videography and then do the montage? I
don't shoot. I do not shoot events. What I am currently working on, however, is that I'm going to start working with colleges and universities to try to get film students to shoot for me. Again, like I want to keep that value in. I mean, part of the way that we make the end product less expensive than your traditional videographer is that we don't have someone on site. Okay. However, you can imagine some of the potential issues that come with that when you have people shooting, friends and family shooting, they forget stuff. And, I don't want to take up time, but I do have a system in place for tips and strategies on how to make the best of that. And I'd be happy to talk with anybody, separately about that. But I recently did a wedding where I set up a woman to get friends and family to shoot. And in the interim, she found 2 college film students who were willing to shoot it for her. And it was so much better because aside from them having sort of a natural talent they were learning in this industry, it didn't put the burden on her guests to get the footage. And it just sort of sparked an idea that I think this is a place for me to explore.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Tina, your target market. Who is your target market and why?
Business a minimum of a year and who want to grow their business. They're stuck. They're not making enough. They're not making money. And they are also don't have a good relationship with the money because I focus on, it's my money power program. And the first thing I focus on is your mindset. So I help you to improve your relationship with money because that impacts financial success. So that's my client is the solopreneurs, minimum a year, who want to grow their business, who are just stuck right now and want to take it to the next level. And why? Because I will give them freedom, peace of mind. They'll make money. They're going to charge what they're worth. So when you're charging what you're worth, you're happy, you're at peace, and you are in a better frame of mind. You have that peace, and you have improved your relationship with money.
All right, awesome. Awesome. Jamie, who's your target market and why?
Oh, that's so I work with 2 audiences. One of them is really just stuff that comes to me from agency partners, and that's like bigger companies. But the ones that I work directly with and the ones that I will talk about is small to medium-sized businesses, anywhere from 1 to 50 people with something outdated online, outdated website, outdated marketing strategy, or none, who are operating at a high level and doing everything right in their business and have this gaping need of online marketing.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. And Angela, I know you've been sitting in the trenches.
Hello.
How
I
you
totally
doing?
came late, so.
It's okay. So yeah, Angela, who's your target market and why?
My target market are people in transition, age range from 20-ish, 18, 20, to about 50. Could be parents, it could be themselves, and looking at an income between 35,000 and 45,000 base.
Okay.
That's
very precise. That's very precise. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, so we want everybody, so we have 2 more questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock both of them at the same time when you have your answers. It's going to be our last round. So very quickly, we want to know, what's the biggest problem that you solve? What's the biggest problem that you solve? And the last thing is, how do you build relationships with people who are not yet ready to buy your product or service? So Jorge, I'm going to switch you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, let's give a 60-second round for this one here. So, what's the biggest problem that you solve, and how do you build relationships with people who are not ready to buy?
Well, the biggest problem I'm solving is education. People don't understand solar. They don't know that the prices have gone down through the floors. They think it's still expensive. They don't know how it works. So education is a problem that I'm solving with that information, and that's going to happen just like the cell phone. Until people, it became more popular, and it will. Then now everybody has a cell phone. What's the next part of the question?
Yeah, so the next part is, how do you build relationships with people who are not yet ready to buy?
Well, the people who are not yet ready to buy, again, takes a little bit of education, okay? And then at the same time, some of them want to make some extra money. So, we pay handsome referrals, and from $1,000 to $5,000 per installation, just for referring a name. So it's not even solving, or they're not ready to buy. They, it's just education. It's just here's a free gift. You don't have to buy anything to get a free gift. Right. So it doesn't cost you anything. And in that particular case, in my solar energy business, I'm not asking them to buy anything. I'm actually putting money in their pocket. Free installation, free proposal, 60% off your light bill. Who wouldn't go for that? So let me just say to you, it's impossible. So for them not to buy, it's because of the education.
Awesome. Lori, so what's the biggest problem that you solve? You have to pick one, and how do you build relationships with people who are not ready to buy or consume your product or service?
Not having to run out to the package store in the middle of a half snowstorm because I have the wine delivered directly to you. And for my current business, that's obvious. You don't have to run out and do the last minute. Oh my gosh, I forgot to send this person a sympathy card, or oh my gosh, I forgot to send out a birthday card. What am I going to do for my holiday cards for my customers? It's going to cost me a fortune, and I got to order them and then edit them. And that company, you do it all. It's a one and done kind of thing. How do I build my relationships with people who aren't ready to buy? Would be I offer excellent customer service. I make sure that I follow up, whether they've bought from me or not, just keeping in touch with people, just really building a great deal of trust. And I think that's super important. I feel my customers really need to trust me, whether they're a client or a customer at that moment in time, or they come back to me 2 years later. You never know. And that also helps with referrals. So whether they buy from you or not, build that trust in them. that customer service and that quality, just being very personable and helping and answering a question, just chatting with them and being a friend, really, I think makes it go a long way in getting referrals down the road. I've gotten referrals from people I've never met before that, like I said, a year or two down the road, they're like, oh my gosh, you need to go talk to this girl. And, they somehow dig up my information from somewhere, they find it.
Awesome. All right, good. Kathy, so what's the biggest problem that you solve, and how do you build relationships with people who are not ready to consume your service? Obviously, it's very related to life events, so take it away.
I would say one of the biggest problems I solve that people may not be aware of, especially when it comes to things like the family and those life events, is doing something with all those videos and pictures that people take. I was on Stratford Ladies the other day on Facebook, and someone was like, I need a phone with more space. I can't take any more video. I'm running out. And someone said, well, how many pictures and videos do you have? And she said 9,000. And so this notion of like, you're constantly shooting. Are you ever going to do anything with any of that? And what wonderful things you could do with it. And to have someone be able to say to you like, hey, let's take all those, sports videos of your kid and make a little montage of his year in soccer. There's so many awesome things you could do that's then so easily to pop in and watch, at any time, as opposed to, dropping your phone in the toilet and there goes your memories. So I'm great. I really want to educate people about that. As far as the building relationships, I just want to echo what Lori said, that it's about follow-up. It's about being personal and getting to know people. And if they're not ready to buy at that point, that's fine. A lot of people tell me like, it sounds awesome, but I don't know where all my stuff is. And I got to take time to like find it and call it all together. And so I think to be able to like take their info and maybe 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road, mark your calendar, call them back, be like, hey, remember we met at such and such place. How are you doing with those baby videos? Do you think maybe now's the time that you might want to start? And, just trying to keep in touch in that way and stay top of mind.
That's good. Just doing the follow-up. Tina, Jamie, and Angela, you guys are next. So I won't interrupt. You guys can just go subsequently. You have 60 seconds each. Once you hear the beep, that means it's done.
Okay. So my biggest problem is that I help entrepreneurs improve their relationship with money. So it begins with a mindset, like I said. And so getting really deep in how do you improve that? So also I help them grow their income, because with 5 strategies that I go through with my clients, that's how they learn how, the relationship with money, but how do you grow your income? How do you charge what you're worth? So it's a unique program that really includes everything. And how do I connect with people that stay in touch with people that are not ready to buy? It's what everybody has said. I stay in touch with them. I add them on my email list if I get their permission. So I will stay in touch with them. They can like my Facebook page to get my other tips and tools and videos. But it's, staying in touch with them, picking up the phone sometime and saying, how you doing? We're friends on Facebook. What's new, what's going on, things like that. But they have to trust you. There's multiple touches for people before they'll buy from you.
Awesome.
That's it.
Jamie.
Okay. Thanks. Echoing what was just said, it's actually similar to what I do. So the email list is huge. Signing people up for that and keeping them updated with success stories, with just free information on actionable tips that they can use, which are pretty relevant to most small businesses. The occasional offer, and then in some cases, personalized, obviously reach out via email or text or call or whatever, depending on who that is. The problem that I saw, actually, what was I supposed to talk about just now? Was the audience or the problem? Target market.
That's a major problem. So I know you do web design and
marketing, yeah. The major problem that I solve is really just people who are in different industries, who own different companies, different businesses, and are caught just unprofessional online. Essentially the equivalent of wearing jeans with holes and going into a meeting expecting to close a client. That's what I see very often with these half-assed websites, excuse my language, and just the lack of professionalism online. And the other side of that is also the actual outreach and optimizing their marketing efforts to not only look good for the people that they already connected with, but also, and the people who are, looking for them and connecting with them, but also to find more people to see them and see that they are offering that service or product they need.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I like this unprofessional online thing. A lot of people's businesses are not well reflected online. When you look at the website, you're like, oh my goodness, prehistoric times. And so, Angela, your turn, and you're going to wrap it up for tonight. So, the biggest problem that you solve, and how you keep and how you build relationships with people who are not ready to buy.
Okay. So the biggest problem I solve again is helping them move on. The biggest problem I have again, pretty much like everybody else is saying, is keeping in touch, contact. But again, like everybody else was saying, it's building relationships. Doing stuff like this. Facebook. I realized yesterday I was friends with one of my clients on Facebook. I didn't even realize it because I was like, who is this person? I went back and looked at the pictures. I'm like, oh yeah, I had him as a client several years ago. She friended me. I'm like, okay. And like the name looks familiar, and it was her. So, again, it's all about the relationship. And I was telling Tina this, told a couple of other people this. Usually how I get the ball rolling is I offer an hour free, like I may donate an hour for a nonprofit fundraiser, something like that. So usually that gives me a good opportunity to meet people. I can show them what I do. I can show them what I'm like. If we don't get along, no skin off my teeth except for the hour. But again, that's part of my strategy.
Got it. Got it. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for going through this. And I know it's a little tedious, but the purpose of this exercise is also for you to kind of refine your questions. As a business person, you make decisions based on the level of clarity that you have about what you do and what you do. So these are not just good to help people around the room understand what you do, but these are questions that are directly related to your brand. We have an event coming up next week. We're going to talk about personal branding, and I'm going to share just a little bit of the punch. But your brand is what you do. A lot of times we think it's a name or it's a perfect set of words. You already have a brand. You just have to get connected with it and understand how people perceive you. And so eventually, when you have a rock solid brand that actually works and goes places, is that what you try to do and how people perceive you, they actually interconnect. So if you say you do X, Y, Z, and that's what differentiates you from another person, I should be able to go to a client and say, why did you hire Angela? Why did you hire Tina? Why did you hire Kathy? And should be able to have these same answers. So your brand is actually what you do. You actually have one. You just have to get better connected as to how people perceive you and be intentional about how you go out there and do your thing. And so it's important to have a way to stay in touch with people who are not ready to buy, build relationships, because referrals are coming from there. So I don't want to go on and on, but pay attention to that. Refine your answers. Write these questions and write it down, until you got it down pack where you're able to just say it at any networking meetings. I know BNI, Master Networks, it's pretty much the same thing. But the more precise you are, the more robust you are in your answers, the higher your credibility, and people know to refer you out to a specific type of person without hesitation. So I just wanted to share my screen for a couple of minutes, and we're going to end it there. So just share my screen here.
Oh.
All right, so of course, Meetup is our base. At this point on Meetup, we have about 750 people, and that's all thanks to Meetup, not thanks to me. So our goal is to always have, meaningful events Our Monday nights are reserved for these networking until, you know, we come up with other special guest speakers and things like that. But for right now, I like the networking time. Really want to focus on that because a lot of people are paying to go to a BNI or they're paying to go to a Master Networks. And, you know, weather permitting, it's usually time in the most crucial time. So basically, you go to a Master Networks or a BNI, it's either in the morning or in the evening, and that's a lot of times about 4 hours taken out of your day. So the value of what we're doing today is that you're not taking 4 hours out of your day to network and do these things. You're actually taking an exact 60 minutes. That's all it is. And as soon as you're done, you log off, you're back home. So that's the value in what we're doing today. We have the next meetup. We had to reschedule it to next week. So that's Thursday, February 23rd. It's going to be in Stanford. Tickets are available online. We do have a one general sponsor. There is some spaces for different sponsors. But if you look at the lineup of speakers, so Olivier right here is a photographer. He's actually a media company, so he's going to be doing headshots. So if you need a headshot and you want to attend the networking event, it's about $75. You get a professional headshot, you attend the networking event, and then we're going to have a mastermind discussion on personal branding. This lady over here is not going to be able to attend, but we're going to be able to have like a video of her personal thing. She's going to teach you how to go from marketing to PR. We're talking about personal branding. Marketing is really the first step. That's all we talk about. Most networking and most workshops that are going on right now never actually touch PR. So she's a PR person. She's going to be able to show you what are the different daily activities of PR in order to build your brand. We have Suzanne Stillwell, Jade Marketing. She actually does marketing programs for mid-sized companies, and not even small, but actually mid-sized companies. So she's going to show you how to use your brand for client acquisition and what's the best strategy to use, how you can transform your brand into a client acquisition machine. And then Bob Doran, I'm very happy to have him on there because he works with mid-sized to large-sized corporations. He actually hosts different branding workshops for these corporations. He has a whole media team, camera, and everything that he's bringing with him. So really have a high caliber of speakers. We have David. You guys might have seen David on these masterminds before, but David is also a builder of brands. And so when David takes on a company, he builds the whole brand from the logo to the website, even sometimes to the interior design of the location up until the van. So we have a very robust lineup of speakers. The first hour is going to be catered by Myrna's Kitchen, and then we'll have the mastermind discussion with these panelists. So you can RSVP on Meetup, or you can go to Eventbrite and just get your ticket right then and there, right there on Eventbrite. So what we're going to do after the session is once this recording is done, I'm going to post it inside of our Facebook group. So if you're not inside the Facebook group, please just send a request. You go to the Business Leadership Mastermind on Facebook. You ask to be added onto the group. I will add you onto it, welcome you, and we'll post this video inside the Facebook group. And please just go, once this is posted, go tomorrow and put in a link to your website or put in a link to your Facebook page or your LinkedIn page so that the people know that you were here tonight and the people know how to get in touch with you with your contact information. So make sure everything is there, name, email, contact information, links, whatever it is. That's the most important thing. And mark the date. Mark the date for March 16. So March 16 is going to be our next live networking event, and we're going to talk about live streaming. So we're going to have the same format. The format inside of our networking event is usually an hour of networking, and then after that we go on to the speakers. That particular portion with the speakers is going to be about live streaming. So everybody's live streaming nowadays. Some people know that they need to live stream. They don't really do it. But after this event, you'll be able to live stream at a world-class level. So we're going to have Zeph, we're going to have Carlos Phoenix showing us some very heavy-duty live streaming strategies to be able to get you to be top-notch. So I haven't seen any other meetup really tackle that particular topic. We're going to do it. So mark the date for March 16. And that's what we got for today, guys. And so thank you very much for attending.
Hey.
Thank you very much for attending. Always a pleasure. Next Monday, we're going to have the same session. It's going to be the last session before the networking event. If you have any questions, let me know. And look out for this, this video on Facebook and go and post your information.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.